Hey guys, Tom Altizer down here at Toro Martial Arts Academy. I want to talk a little bit about punch defense today, specifically looking at defending the haymaker. What is the haymaker? This is kind of that big, heavy, hooking right-hand punch that we see so commonly in street fights, particularly when people are not really trained in martial arts, but they're trying to punch somebody really hard. That haymaker is what we often call that kind of punch, and so that's what we're going to focus on defending today. The haymaker can be very dangerous. If it connects, it can do some very serious damage, but the nice thing is it's very telegraphed. It's easy to see coming, so it's not that difficult to defend if you know just a couple little details, and I'm going to share those with you today. First one, make sure you don't let somebody stand within arm's reach with your hands down. A lot of confrontations start, people getting up in each other's face, kind of puffing their chest out, doing this. That is a very dangerous position to be in because she can connect the punch before I can get my hands up to defend. So make sure you have the hands up if you're going to be at this distance. You don't have to necessarily have the hands up in a fighting position. Even have the hands up this way, as if you're talking. Sometimes we call this a prayer stance, or we can do something like this. Just some way to get the hands up a little bit closer to your face so that the person can't connect without you at least having a chance to deflect, okay? So all that aside, let's look at some different actual ways to defend. She throws the haymaker. My first one is I want to get inside of her arm. I don't want to stand back here and try to block it at the final length of the punch. That's where it's moving the fastest, and that's where it's going to hit me the hardest. I want to get inside the power of the arm a little bit. So I'm actually going to move forward. As she punches, I move in. I'm framing here on the elbow, here on the inside of the neck, collarbone area. If you want, you can actually strike that a little bit and do some damage. So be careful if you're using a partner. Don't hit them too hard on the neck. Once I frame, I grab the shoulder. I'm just locking my hands behind the arm. And then from here, I like to throw the knee to the stomach. You can throw 1, 2, 3, however many you want. The first option is we're just going to push the person away and then finish with a kick. At close range, I like to cut kick the leg. A little bit longer range, I could push kick the body. A little bit longer range still, if they go far back, you could throw a side kick if you want, or you could even kind of combine them. So that one more time. I frame, grab, throw the knee, push the person away. Maybe I round kick and then push them away just to create a little distance. You can combine different kicks depending on how far away they are. So that's the first one. It's just a simple frame, knee, and push away. If you want to do maybe a little bit less damage, but you want to control the person, here's a couple other options I really like. Punch comes in, same thing. Okay, so this time what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use the knee, but I'm going to mostly use the knee as a way to pull the person's head down. So you don't necessarily have to strike with the knee. You could just place the knee here and pull the person's head down. Because if I just pull, she could resist and stand up. But I need something here to have a little counter pressure. Then I can wrap the neck for that front headlock guillotine choke. That's one of my favorites from here. So that one more time is I frame, I use the knee to pull it down, and then from here the hand just wraps around the head. I come and I grab the hands together, I lean back, and I pull up to apply the pressure to the front of the throat. Another good option from that same position, frame, pull the head down, instead of wrapping the neck for the guillotine, is I underhook here on the shoulder, and then I circle and pull the head down. And now I've got the underhook neck control position. We've seen this in other places defending against weapons. This is one of my favorite places to be, specifically because if I'm carrying a weapon, a gun, knife, something like that, it's probably on my right hip if I'm right-handed. Most people are. So it's harder for her to reach that. Same thing, she also can't reach her own weapon with her dominant hand. She could try to cross draw and reach across, but I can see that coming and maybe step in for a takedown if that happens, okay? Once I get, let's go haymaker from here. Once I get to this underhook position here where I'm controlling the arm and controlling the head, there's a handful of options. If you want to be a little bit meaner, you could just throw a knee or two. Probably going to do some serious damage there, so that's something I would only do if I'm okay hurting this person. I could transition to the front headlock or guillotine from there. I could also bring the wrist in and then do a little double wrist lock. It's essentially a reverse kimura. A normal kimura would be here. This is sort of a backwards kimura, and I can do some damage to the shoulder. Another one of my favorite options is the head and arm throw from Kali, where I push the head through the hole and I pull the elbow and I take the person down. Once I'm on the ground here, I could control from the knee on belly with strikes. Obviously, you can see where I'd be set up for an arm lock here. I could fold this down and hit a little wrist lock there. Or I could just take the person down and move on and run away if I just want to escape. So let me review all three options one more time. Option one is just the block, knee, push, strike. That's great for multiple opponents. I don't have too much time to mess around with this person. Option two, frame, pull, wrap the neck, front headlock, or guillotine choke. And then the last option is frame, knee, circle to the head and arm control. Underneath this arm, controlling the head, and then I have the takedown to the ground from here. Of course, there's many follow-ups there, but I'll leave that for another video. All right, guys, we'll have more to come this week. Stay tuned. Practice those.